Hello there everyone, my name is Mathew McKenna and welcome back to my channel. I live under a rock when it comes to pop music. I have no idea what's going on. So I've been listening to and reacting to a bunch of different bands and artists. So today, as you can see by the sign, we are going to be listening to Liam Payne. He is one of the most requested artists for me to react to. So I'm pretty glad to be finally doing this. Before we start, if you are new here, make sure you head down below and click that subscribe button and enable notifications so you get a notification anytime I upload a new video. Now let's just get started. Now as far as I'm aware, there's only really a few songs that he's done solo. I went through and found a few music videos to set up a playlist with, and I think the first song I'm going to listen to isn't actually just him. It's like a collaborative song between him and someone called Zed. I don't know who that is, which is shameful as well. I really do know nothing, don't I? There's genuinely nothing else in my life that makes me feel more like an old fart than doing these videos. Oh. I'm a sucker for like artistic titles that hover like that. That's really cool. It actually reminds me of the movie Baby Driver. And I guess it makes sense as well with the cars coming around. But yeah, I really like creative titles like that. Whispering in your ear, what do you wanna feel? Let's just enjoy the thrill. One thing I do like when pop music does is when it keeps their beats quite simple. Like that little backing track with just the simple clicks and that simple little like do do do. I quite like that because I think a lot of music these days, and maybe more specifically pop music, can be very in your face, and sometimes for me that's a bit much. So it's nice and somewhat refreshing to listen to a track that sort of keeps it low key with that beat. Give you the touch you're missing. Get up. Even with the chorus coming in, it's still quite minimalistic, I guess is the word, which is quite nice. Girl, you got the vibe, I'm up for the vibe. See, the sound of his voice there is actually quite alright. I wasn't sure how I like Liam's voice by itself. I think the one thing that's maybe bothering me a little bit about this track so far is that it feels like it was written just to be a dance track, you know? Which is of course fine, but it seems like it's sort of in two minds about whether it is a dance track or not. I mean, they're certainly having fun, aren't they? I think the vibe shows in music videos.
It's the vibe and no, that's it, it's the vibe.
So when you have a bunch of people and the main performers that just seem to be actually having such a good time, it makes the music video that much more enjoyable to watch. Despite the fact that, as you know, I generally tend to prefer music videos that have a story and a point as opposed to just miming along to lyrics and stuff. I am just gonna say that some of these lyrics are a little bit questionable. See, I thought that music video was kind of cute. I like when people involve their audience in works of art. I think a really good example of someone doing that is in a song by Troye Sivan. I think in Fools, there's a bit where he goes, "Only fools fall for you," and then you hear a bunch of people shout, "Only fools." And that was audio recorded from a concert that he did. I don't know, I just think that stuff is really important and really good to hold on to. I feel like you need to keep the connection between creator and audience. Alright, so this one's called Bedroom Floor. I know that name, Bella Thorne. Why do I know that name? Wait, was she in that movie with Logan Paul? No, that wasn't her. Okay, maybe her name just sounds familiar. That's really nice plucked strings. I like that really strongly plucked sound. It kind of makes that twang, it's nice. Heard you been talking me. Telling all your friends I want you to eat me? Is that what? Hold on, what? I have no idea what he just said. One thing I don't really like when singers do is when they don't pronounce their words properly. I like to hear what they're saying and understand fully what they're saying. I mentioned this in my video where I reacted to Louis, that he very clearly pronounced his words. Very easy to understand, very easy to hear, and I appreciated that. Liam's bit here reminds me a bit of Zayn in Dusk Till Dawn, where it was a little bit mumbly and incoherent. I mean, not to say the singing itself sounds bad, but just something that bothers me a little. Like that there was the lead up to the chorus, but that definitely wasn't how I was expecting that song to sound. I was expecting something a bit faster and more upbeat and maybe a louder sound, but it kind of kept staying the same energy. I think it's about to go into the chorus though, so I'm pretty interested to see if it does sort of go big. Okay, so that seemed to be the chorus there. Honestly, like I'm not really a fan of that. I don't really think the constant high-pitched tone worked too well through his voice. I feel like he does have quite a wide range, and his voice is pretty dynamic dynamic, so it would have been nice to hear him mix that up a bit more in the chorus. I'm hoping he'll at least change it and vary it for the later choruses, but I feel like there were a lot of ways that that chorus could have been improved, mostly just by a bit of variation. It kind of felt like it could almost have been the same little clip of him saying that, copy and pasted over. That might seem harsh. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just not really sold on this song.
And every now my iPhone rings.
I do like that they didn't insert just a standard iPhone ring or even a standard ringtone. They got Liam to go.
You said it was over, but your clothes say different on my bedroom floor.
That bit where he actually says, but your clothes say different on my bedroom floor. That's pretty much the same note, essentially. Maybe some slight variations. I just think that his voice has a lot more talent than what he's showing in that chorus. Savage. Yeah, so gotta be honest, I didn't really enjoy that song. I'm not 100% sure what it was that I didn't enjoy about it. I mean, obviously there's the stuff that I said, but just overall it kind of felt a little bit anticlimactic. I feel like it could have done so much more. But anyway, let's move on to Strip That Down. This is another title that makes me think maybe he's gone that sort of sex sells way. This is the last song we're gonna be listening to in this video, so I do hope there is another layer to it. But hey, if it's just a fun pop track, then I'll concede. I don't know who Quavo is either.
You know I've been taking some time and I've been keeping to myself.
His voice sounds a lot better in this song. Even though so far I don't really like the tune of it, his voice definitely, I think, works a lot better in this range. And singing at this speed too, it's a good tempo for it. And I think that sort of shows because from what I've seen, this song is way more popular than the other two that we've listened to.
You know I used to be in one deep, now I'm free. People want me for one thing, that's not me. I just wanna have fun and get rowdy. One Coke and Bacardi, sipping lightly. When I walk inside the party, girls on me.
I'm a little bit bummed because I did say that I wanted to hear something that was a bit more layered coming from Liam. And I thought I had it there for a second. I thought that this was gonna be the more layered song because he started saying used to be in one D, only wanted for one thing, that's not me, you know, and I was like, oh cool, he's writing about stuff that sort of matters to him, and then it turned into parties and cars. I was hopeful for a second there, so I hope that the chorus and the rest of the song maybe lets that shine through a bit.
So put your hands on my body and swing that crown for me.
So the chorus does sort of tap into the sex market again. So I mean, fair enough, you know, whatever works for him works. I think the benefits of the points and the criticisms that I had for Bedroom Floor are showing in this song. Because it started with his voice quite deeper, it means that when you get to the chorus and you start hitting those high notes and then sort of moving your voice around a bit more, going to a lower pitch and generally varying your voice more, you end up with a more engaging chorus overall.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That down, girl, but when you hit the ground.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
If I'm being totally honest, I don't really like this song either. I think so far out of all the ones we've listened to, the first one would have been my favorite. It just seemed a lot more, I guess, simple and low-key. I get that it was still like a dance track and it had some lyrics that were definitely innuendo, but it kind of felt like he was just being him, you know, writing what he wanted to write. This kind of feels like, and I might be wrong, but to me it kind of feels like this music video and to an extent Bedroom Floor aren't really him. Probably thinking too hard about this. He probably just wants to write whatever he wants.
Come and strip that down for me. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I love that super serious close-up as he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so overall, honestly, while I of course can acknowledge that he has a good voice and acknowledge his talent, I didn't particularly like any of those songs, which is a shame because I thought I would like something of his. The first one I listened to was okay in my book. Still not something that I'd go out of my way to listen to, but of course that's just my opinion, it doesn't reflect on the talent of him at all. What about you? Let me know your thoughts. Did you like Liam's new stuff? Have you heard it before? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm always really keen to hear what you have to say. Please don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up, it really helps. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have an awesome time until I see you next. I'll show you my blue steel. Except he's more like, there you go, I'm sexy now.